What's up, Cowboy Nation? It is I, James Espinosa, checking on in with you. It is the post-game show. I'm a tad bit late this afternoon, so my apologies for that. Had some things to take care of here at the household, namely Sunday groceries and putting them in the fridge and doing all that stuff. But it is the Cowboys post-game show. If you have some comments, get on in. Make sure that you do that. Get your comments in. I'll make sure to read them and react to them as I always do. Final score today, Dallas Cowboys 33, the Carolina Panthers 10. The Cowboys improved to 7-3 overall, 3-3 on the road, pick up a win in Carolina. And let's just face facts a little bit, fellas and ladies who are going to be watching this. It was a tough contest for the Dallas Cowboys for the most part. This game was relatively close into the third quarter. At one point in time, it was 17-10, Cowboys with the lead. And, you're thinking, oh man, this is a close game. Dallas is not really putting the foot on the Panthers' throat as one might like to see them do, especially against a team as porous as the Carolina Panthers. But then there was a sequence of events that took place in which the Cowboys really did turn up the gas and make sure that things were going to be going right for them throughout the entirety of the rest of the game. And that sequence of events happened late in the game whenever the Cowboys went up 24-10 off of a Tony Pollard touchdown run. Tony Pollard, of course, finds the end zone, gets the Cowboys up, and then, long and behold, after that, there is a pick six from Deron Bland. There is a fumble by Bryce Young. And then the Cowboys just pretty much end the deal. They end the game, they end the show, and they close this game out with 16 points in the fourth quarter in dramatic fashion. And they shut out the Panthers in the fourth quarter. 0 points for Carolina in that regard. So 16-0 in the fourth quarter goes the favor of the Cowboys. They end up winning this game 33-10. It was a Tony Pollard touchdown, 21 yards from Tony Pollard. And if you listen to my Sunday Sports Rush show, I was a big proponent today that the Cowboys needed to try to get Tony Pollard involved in the game as many ways as they could. Tony Pollard has struggled mightily this season, and the numbers reflect that. Came into this game with about 530 rushing yards, about 3.9 yards per carry. Pollard didn't have the best game today, but he did show some flashes, and on that 21-yard scamper where he broke 4, maybe 5 tackles to reach into the end zone, that was a pretty huge run. Today I felt like was a get-right game for Tony Pollard, especially against that very suspect Carolina Panther rush defense. So Tony Pollard gets the touchdown. That's fantastic. Now, later on, it's 1st and 10. This is immediately after the Pollard touchdown. 1st and 10. 13:48 in the fourth quarter. 1st and 10. Deron Bland, 30-yard interception return for a touchdown. That was incredible. The 6th interception for Deron Bland this season. The 11th interception that he's had in the past 2 seasons. And this season, his 4th pick six. That is just unfathomable to think about. Deron Bland with 4 pick six interceptions ties an NFL single season record. And this one might have been the most impressive of them all, because this wasn't just a quarterback who was late to the boundary. This wasn't a quarterback where he threw it, it got tipped, and Deron Bland was just so fortunate enough to be there. No. Deron Bland undercut the receiver, dove, rolled, kept possession of the ball, got up, kept momentum, and headed into the end zone all in one stride. That was about as impressive of an interception that you will see a defensive back make, and that's what Deron Bland did. And that put the Cowboys up by a score of 30-10 after the Brandon Aubrey, he missed his PAT attempt, which was quite shocking. 30-10 Cowboys. 6 plays later, Bryce Young fumbles. Bryce Young was under duress all damn day long. 6 plays later, he fumbles, and then a few plays after that, Brandon Aubrey does tack on a 27-yard field goal to make the game 33-10. The Cowboys do put in Cooper Rush, who is the human victory cigar. Anytime you can see Cooper Rush in the game, you know the game is at hand, and it's a victory for the Cowboys. Now, some people and I'm pretty sure they're already out there. I'm pretty sure you know people like this, but some people are going to disregard this Cowboys win, as they always do, because they're a casual. Some people are going to say, well, it was just Carolina. Well, last week was just the Giants. Well, a couple of weeks back, it was just the Rams. A few weeks before that, it was just the Chargers. Nah, you only get 17 of these. And if you know me well enough already, you know that every win is valued by me. I live week by week. I celebrate the wins. I mourn the losses. I don't have time to worry about what's to come in January or maybe even February. I don't have time to do that. I live in the present and I celebrate the wins how I choose. And this one is worth celebrating. It's win number 7 out of 10 games played so far. Cowboys are 7-3. They're right in the thick of things here in the NFC and quite frankly in the NFL. And as Jerry just said right now, shout out to Jerry. Jerry says we don't apologize for wins. We don't. We do not apologize for winning. That is a loser's mindset. Only losers apologize for doing what you're supposed to do. Winners don't do that. Winners stack and keep stacking, ladies and gentlemen. Cowboys defense today, I thought they played all right. You know, they turned it up at the end. The rush defense was a little bit left to be desired. In terms of rushing yards, they gave up 110. Gave up 4.8 yards per carry. That's okay. At one point in the game, they were getting gashed for 7 a carry. That was pretty bad. So I thought the rush defense, the running defense, definitely does have some things to continue to work on, and that's the weak point of the Cowboys defense. It always has been. Cowboys need a little bit better play in that regard. But the Cowboys did hold Bryce Young to 123 yards passing, 16 of 29 through the air. And the Dallas Cowboys were hitting Bryce Young left and right. The Cowboys sacked Bryce Young 7 times. 7 times. And Micah Parsons had 3 of those. The first 3-sack game in Micah Parsons' career, which is pretty outstanding to think about right there. Dak Prescott, 25 of 38, 189 through the air, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. I thought Dak played efficient, had a nice dot to Luke Schoonmaker in the seam for the Cowboys' first touchdown. Had a nice pass corner route to CeeDee Lamb as well for his second touchdown. I thought he played well. He played efficient enough. It's just the Cowboys looked a little flat at the beginning. But then, as I mentioned, that sequence of plays, the Pollard touchdown, the pick 6 by Bland, the Bryce Young fumble, all of that happened in back-to-back-to-back possessions. That is what won the Cowboys the game. And the Cowboys can do that in an instant. They can turn it on in an instant. They've done it a few times already this season. They did it in a sequence against the Patriots. They did it in a sequence against the Rams. This is the 3rd time that I can recall that they've just won a game in a couple of possessions where things just fell their way. Defensive touchdown, special teams touchdown, fumble recovery, offensive touchdown. These guys know how to turn it on, and they did what they had to do when it was called upon. It's a 33-10 win over Carolina. Carolina falls to 1-9. They're the worst team in the NFL. But now the Cowboys look ahead to the Commanders. And Commanders on Thursday, that's going to be an interesting ball game to say the least because it's going to be a divisional game. It's going to be on Thanksgiving. But you look at what happened today to the Commanders. They got smashed by the Giants, 31-19. And Tommy DeVito was slinging the rock on those guys. So Commanders are 4-7. You look at it right now, the Cowboys should beat the Commanders on Thursday. There's no stopping this team right now. They're playing some of the best football they've played in this entire season. They're on an offensive run that is pretty incredible. And give credit to Mike McCarthy for turning it up and for expanding on this passing offense, for allowing Dak to utilize his legs, which he did today. Cowboys pick up the victory. Also, shout out to the Carolina Panthers for being the dumbest team in the NFL. 2 personal foul penalties on 3rd downs extended the drive, which led to the CeeDee Lamb touchdown. Just incredible ineptitude by Carolina. Probably the dumbest team in the entire NFL. Those guys were getting chippy. They hit Dak when he slid. They pushed over Turpin on the sideline. It was, I don't know. You could tell why that team's 1-9. You could tell that team ain't coached right by Coach Frank Reich. And yeah, the Panthers, man, just an ugly game from them overall. And let's kind of look at some of the other numbers. The Panthers were held to 5 of 15 on 3rd down efficiency. And in the red zone, the Panthers were 1 of 2. The Cowboys were 2 of 4 in the red zone. Cowboys had 5 penalties to the Panthers 8. Cowboys put up a total of 311 yards, 204 through the air, 107 on the ground. Cowboys get the win. Time of possession, 31 minutes to 28. No turnovers for the Cowboys, 2 for the Panthers. That's going to win you the game each and every time. All right, just a quick wrap-up video. I know this game was a little bit boring, but I wanted to get out here. Didn't get to do a video last week. I was in Dallas. I partied it up. I saw the Cowboys win 49-17 over the Giants. Had a party in Dallas. Great time, but more content to come. I'll have a Thanksgiving recap for you guys. Pretty sure that's going to bring in some pretty good discussion from the Cowboys Nation. But right now, 33-10, Cowboys defeat the Carolina Panthers in what was a beatdown. It was close at the beginning until it came down to the fourth quarter when the Cowboys turned it up for 16 points and blanked Carolina in the fourth quarter. Cowboys defense comes up strong, 7 sacks, 2 takeaways on the Panthers. Micah Parsons with 3 sacks. Pass rush was all over Bryce Young. It was incredible to watch. Cowboys get the win, 33-10 over the Carolina Panthers, and not much more to be said about it, other than you would like to see more of a Cowboys consistent start in the first half, but it's the NFL. Those guys get paid as well. Those guys get paid to make plays, just like the way the Cowboys do, and those guys have pride, even though their record might not suggest they have the most pride. Carolina falls to 1-9. Dallas moves to 7-3. Cowboys 33. Carolina 10. I'm going to get going. I got some barbecue to make. I'm going to celebrate the rest of this Sunday. I'm on Thanksgiving vacation. I'm going to talk to you guys this week. On Thanksgiving, I'll have a post-game show for you. All right. Have a great rest of your Sunday. Don't forget, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Sports Rush Media. Take a look, or take a listen, I should say, to my Sunday Sports Rush show every Sunday at 9 a.m. And if you miss my show live, I'm on Spotify. I'm on YouTube. I'm on iHeart. I'm on Google Play. I'm on many platforms. Just search Sunday Sports Rush and you can find my podcast where me, Aiden Ducker, Alex Weister, Marcos Matakin, we chop it up on everything Dallas Cowboys. All right, let's get going. Have a good rest of your Sunday. Final score, Cowboys 33, Panthers 10. Cowboys move to 7-3. Don't apologize for this win because that's what the insecure loser wants you to do. Celebrate this win. Enjoy it. Move on to Thursday. Cowboys and Commanders Thanksgiving. Have a great rest of your week. I'll talk to you guys then.